Vamos, vamos, Argentina.
대한민국.
Aussie, oi, Aussie, oi.
Ghana will say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
England.
Almost all of the 32 countries playing in this month's World Cup will have a home away from home in New York City. As part of its World Cup coverage, Time traded continents for boroughs and went in search of hidden places around the city that are gearing up for soccer and celebrations. One of those places is the African Grill in the Bronx, where they'll serve up suya and fufu to a mostly West African crowd as they cheer for the country Ghana in its second trip to the World Cup. The team known as the Black Stars showed real promise in making the second round 4 years ago in Germany. African Grill owner Bala Brahma remembers a surprise win against a top-ranked Czech Republic.
That was the best moment. I was here, jumping in my room, shouting with my family, jubilating when we played US. I was caught in the middle, who to support, because I'm now American.
But if Bala had to choose between Ghana and the United States to win this year's Cup, there's no doubt who he'd cheer for.
I love Ghana to win because we are the minority. I love Ghana to win. Yeah, I love Ghana to win so that I can run my mouth with my African brothers.
The Black Stars, along with fellow West African neighbors Ivory Coast, are the biggest hopes for an African team winning the World Cup for the first time. But it'll be tough going for Ghana without their best player Michael Essien out with an injury. News like that will surely delight Australian fans across town, who will be jeering Bala when their beloved Socceroos take on the Black Stars on June 19th. They'll no doubt be packing the Australian, a West Midtown bar that pays homage to its island home by serving Foster's on tap and showing continuous highlights of cricket, Australian rules football, and the increasingly popular soccer. Matt Astle is open at morning's light, so people can get a few beers in them before the early 7:30 a.m. start for some games.
Australians have no problem getting up at the early hours of the morning to watch an event that Australia are in because we're always very proud when we're on the world stage. They'll tend to drink a lot and get very loud.
Astle says while he's hopeful Australia gets far, the most important thing is that if given the chance, they beat their arch rival, England.
We always hate England in any sport. And we like nothing better than, like a lot of other nations, is beating the English at a game they invented.
Slipping into the recently opened Black Horse pub on a warm afternoon, co-owners David Powell and Justin Pike are more reflective than upset about England's mixed World Cup past as perennial qualifier, but only one-time winner.
We won it in 1966. Apparently I watched it at 3 years old, I can't remember it, under a blanket with my dad down the bottom of the garden because that was where we got the best reception with an old black and white TV, but it was sunny so it was under a blanket.
Being the owners of a British pub in the middle of Brooklyn's Park Slope neighborhood, Powell and Pike are particularly sensitive about England's first game, June 12th, against their adopted homeland, the United States.
The preparation would be staying in the night before and drinking heavily during and after the game, win or lose.
Yeah. Something's never changed.
While England used to be considered the most fanatical of the soccer brood, the almost docile Powell and Pike have gladly passed the baton to Ariel, a waiter at the Queens-based restaurant Boca Juniors, a traditional Argentinian steakhouse.
In Argentina, when you're born, they give you a baby bottle and a soccer ball, and that's when it all begins.
Argentina is one of the favorites to win the World Cup, despite having a tough qualifying run. It all boils down to the number 10, says Ariel, the number worn by former star and now team coach Diego Maradona and his heir apparent, Lionel Messi, otherwise known as the Flea, who despite being a diminutive 5'6", has risen to the level of best player in the world.
Number 10 in Argentina is like 23 in the U.S. Michael Jordan. Number 10 in Argentina is untouchable. Only the best get to wear it.
A World Cup roundup wouldn't be complete without a dark horse pick. Even if South Korea doesn't win its June 17th matchup with Argentina, we suggest stopping by the bar Baden-Baden to soak up rounds of beer with the restaurant's signature fried chicken.
Some people say the Korean team is strong enough to get second round. But my opinion is not really. It's going to be tough against Greece or Argentina.
Manager Soo-Kun Kim has been an adopted New Yorker for 10 years. Kim hopes the South Korean team can duplicate their run to the semifinals in 2002. But it's not the only team he's supporting this year.
I'm going to cheer for North Korea soccer team too. It's very not friendly anymore right now. But hopefully they do well.
Even if soccer's not your bag, it's hard to deny a mixture of history, politics, language, culture, and food rolled into one. So when the World Cup kicks off on June 11th, pick a team and a bar and start your trip around the world. For Time, I'm Jesse Hardman.